I live in this community.
Okay, and do you see any major changes that are positive or anything that you are proud of about Detroit?
Yeah, the museums and the libraries and the new addition to the Children's Hospital.
Okay, and then anything that you think needs to be done in Detroit? Anything that's like major needs to be done now?
Besides more jobs?
Yeah.
We need a better bus system.
Better bus system.
Yes. And
okay.
we need some recreational things for the young people because there's really nothing to keep them busy.
Right. And then one last question. Are you a DPS graduate? Or?
Yes, I am.
You are? What school did I have?
Persian.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. What community do you live in?
I live in this area here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so it'd be the Wayne State area.
All right. Can you describe Detroit in one word?
I just think it's one word. A metropolitan mecca for me.
Okay. What are some positive things that you have seen done in Detroit?
I've seen things for the community. For example, the gardens, you know, the community gardens. I also see a lot of projects going on for children, where the Skillman branch there, and I just see loads of, where I live, I think I have the best of both worlds. I'll put it that way. I have the DIA, the main library, I have the African American Museum, downtown area, and all in walking distance from where I live. So I'm thinking about, in terms of these hubs of places where communities are coming up, where people have areas where they can shop and buy groceries and everything. So that's what I like about it. All in walking distance from me.
Okay. And what are some things that that need to be done in Detroit?
The transportation is the real problem. That's the main thing, number one.
All right. And are you a DPS graduate?
No, I'm not. I'm from Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, okay.
First off, what community do you live in? Do you live around here?
I live on the east side.
On the east side? Okay.
East side.
And have you seen anything positive, like any major changes that were positive in your community?
The churches.
The churches? Okay, and then anything you think that needs to be changed, like a major, big thing?
They need more police officers.
More police officers? Okay. And then one last question. Are you a DPS graduate?
No.
No? Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
What community do you live in?
Northwest community.
Okay.
Describe Detroit in one word.
Describe Detroit in one way. It's hard to describe in one way.
Okay, give me two.
2 ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a party town,
Party town.
and it's how would you say? Not an evil town. Devilish town.
Say it again.
Devilish town.
Okay.
What are some problems in your community?
What are some of the problems in my community?
Yes.
Crime.
Crime. What do you like most about your community?
Like most of my community is quiet.
What are some major positive changes that you have seen happen in Detroit?
I've seen they built up downtown, but they haven't done that much for the neighborhoods. But downtown is looking pretty good.
Okay.
And are you a DPS graduate?
DPS graduate? Yes.
What school did you go to?
Northwestern.
Okay. Yay. What community do you live in? Do you live around here?
No, I stay in Southfield.
You stay in Southfield. Okay.
Yeah.
So have you seen any positive changes like through Detroit, like during your time here? Or?
Because I just recently moved from Detroit,
okay.
and the reason why we moved because we really didn't see too many positive things going
Okay, well,
on
what
in Detroit.
problems? That's helpful too.
Calling the police and they don't come.
Okay.
That's
police
like one of the main things, and just how everything looks so destructive, and they really don't try to do anything positive with buildings or try to take them down, and it's like people living in the buildings, and it's just like it's not a positive look at all.
Okay, if you had to describe Detroit in one word, you can't think of one, you could do two. Try to get one.
Negative? I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
That's fine. And then one last thing, are you a DPS grad or are you
No, Mom took me out of DPS after elementary school.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
No problem.
Okay, and do you live in Detroit or
Born and raised.
what part of Detroit are you from?
North End.
Northern Detroit. Growing up in your community, do you see a difference now, today, than there was when you were growing up?
A lot different.
What are some things that you see different?
Say for instance, the new museum, the African Museum, the new Science Center, new Veterans Hospital. It used to be out on Southfield. New Winnie State property. A lot of new things.
Are you a veteran?
Yes, I am. 22 years.
What war did you defend our country?
Vietnam and Grenada.
Now, another question is, do you love Detroit?
Yes, it's my home.
Are there more reasons that you love Detroit?
No, except my kids.
And also, a few questions. If you could describe your community in one word, what would that one word be?
Different.
Different?
Born and raised in Highland Park. But you see how the Highland Park's all.
Now, are there some things that you think, as citizens, we can do to help Detroit out?
Get a new mayor. That's the main thing. Get somebody to do something for the city. Last mayor running. That's all I can say about him.
Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Now, what school, you told me you all are seniors in high school, what school do you attend?
CMA.
Of course I go to her.
Oh, you go to CMA with your sister?
Of course I go.
All right. Now, are you all from Detroit or born and raised in Detroit?
Born and raised.
Okay, great. Now, what are some things from when you were younger and some things now you see in your community? What do you see that is different at our neighborhood?
I mean, like, our neighborhood, we always lived in like a quiet neighborhood. Like, something changed, like different people moved in the neighborhood. It's like kind of turning our neighborhood into a worse than what it was.
I wouldn't say it's worse now.
Yes, it is.
It's just
We used to live in
fine.
a nice, quiet, peaceful neighborhood. Like, now it's like different people that litter, they like kind of bad.
Okay, now you must live on the street. Yeah, he bad.
Now, what part of Detroit are you from?
Northwest.
Northwest Detroit. All right. Now, I just have another few questions. You are going to school in Detroit. You're in the Detroit Public School. Now, are you involved in any community activities, any organizations?
Yeah.
We involved in
NYC.
It's like North End Youth Improvement Council.
Okay.
It's like every Christmas we volunteer
Like
to
Apple Child program.
to help our needy children get like sponsors and volunteer there.
Like every winter in Couple Hall. Like I don't.
It's like a big event.
Now, if you could describe your community in one word, I want it from each of you. What would you describe your community? If you just have one word to pick, what would you say?
Random.
Random?
Yeah.
And what would you say?
Live.
Live. All right, thank you so much.
So what area from Detroit are you from? In Detroit.
I was born in Harper Hospital, 1936.
Okay.
I grew up on Peterborough. I went to Burton School. I went to Hutchins Intermediate. I went to Cass Technical High School, where I majored in commercial art. I retired from the Detroit Public Schools 14 years ago. So I'm a native Detroit.
Okay, so what is it that you do in your community? Are you a part of anything active in your community?
Yes, I'm on the board of directors of the Scarab Club, and I write a weekly column for Between the Lines, which is the gay lesbian newspaper in Detroit.
Okay. And what are some things that you think that Detroit needs to improve on as a community base?
Well, I think Detroit is in the process now of improving on a great many things, beginning with the city council and the changes that are going on there. The fact that many people who have taken advantage of the city in the past are being called to task for that, and we're moving ahead.
And if you
the art community is doing an absolutely splendid job.
Can I just ask you one last question?
Sure.
If you was to explain Detroit in one word, this community, what would it be?
Dynamic tradition.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully the city will move back to where it once was.
Where are you from in the Detroit?
Well, I live in this Macomb County, but I've been a lifelong resident. And I think that's one thing that I see is say Detroit. When I go and I travel, or my family from out of town, I always say Detroit. I don't say Clinton Township or Macomb County. So I'm from Detroit, but I live out in Macomb County technically. So,
Okay.
all right.
What organizations are you a part of in this community?
Well, actually, I work for J.P. Morgan Chase, and I think we're heavily involved. We have over 30 banks in the city of Detroit. There's not many banks that have such a large presence as Chase. I'm actually here. There's a bank right around the corner, and we call it Cultural Center right there in the Wade State Building. And so that's the organization, the main organization I'm a part of is Chase. I like to think that we're committed to the city of Detroit and wanting to make sure that we're providing products and services to the city where maybe some people have pulled up shop and moved on. So, yeah.
Now, what are some things that you think Detroit should improve on as a community as a whole?
Well, I think we're doing some good things right now. I think some things have already started. I think the dialogue, positivity, youth getting involved. Obviously, I think education still needs to be reformed and some issues resolved. I think that some of the structural problems that face our community in terms of right sizing, I do think that's hugely important to really get the structural setup of the city kind of really right sized and figured out a little bit better, because we are obviously not what we used to be back in the 20th century, but I think we're well positioned for growth in the 21st century for sure.
Okay, one last question.
Sure.
If you were to describe Detroit in any way from one word, what would it be?
Diverse. I think we got a diverse city with a lot of different backgrounds and people and industries. We're not just an automotive industry. We're a technology area. We have lots of different equipment, things that it takes to make cars. Automotive, I think, is a technical business these days. So I'm excited. I think we're a diverse, great community. So,
First off, what are some things that you think the Detroit community should improve on?
Well, first, some things that they should improve on is maybe like the quality of the roads. Maybe some of the buildings that are here that are really, in bad shape, bad condition. And yeah, just some things right there.
What high school did you graduate from?
I graduated from Cusno, which is not in Detroit, but I used to live here.
Okay. And if you could describe Detroit in one way, what would it be?
Rebuilding in the making, future.